Hey kids, Dean with Crypto the Wonder Dog. As in a few of our last shows, we were at the Crypto Invest Summit in Los Angeles a few weeks ago, and just trickling these things out. It's been a work of labor of love getting these things out, but trying to weave in between doing more interviews and talking with people and putting together a show that we're going to be doing in August. Sports and Blockchain Conference. Something that you would care to be involved with, give us a ring, talk to us, give us a call, email us. Crypto show, cryptowonderdog.com. And other ways. So, but. One of the guys that we talked to, Jonathan Handler from YINC.com, you're in control. So if you've ever done Yelp and given somebody a review, crappy service, and the review's gone. Or say that you see a restaurant and you like it. Or you actually don't know anything about it, but you see all these great reviews on it, and you go there and the food's crap. Well, who were these people providing reviews? Were they the employees? Were they bots? How does that happen? Well, the guys over at YINC, you're in control. They've found a way to cut through all the crap and the rigmarole and get right to the meat and potatoes of giving yourself a good review. Making sure that the reviews that you get are legitimate and the reviews that you give are legitimate. This applies to service industry, and they've also got their fingers in the real estate world. Sit back and listen to Jonathan and listen to him talk about YINC.com. You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. Hey, Alex. Okay, Jonathan, man, we finally get to meet. I've been hanging out with your buddy here all day, going in and out of meetings, and we are finally on the horn here together, sitting at the LA Convention Center.
Yeah, I've been playing hard to get.
Yeah, you have.
It's worth it.
You have. And you have your own paparazzi just following you around.
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't realize how much fun this was.
I feel like a rock star.
Fantastic. Yeah, the pictures are coming out much better than my own selfie.
Okay. Jonathan Handler, founder and CEO of YINC. You're in control. Well, man, I'm just going to hand it over to you, man. Just start talking.
Well, YINC, which stands for, as you said, You're in Control, was established to create a simple solution for the online service to hire market for consumers and for commercial real estate management.
Because you're in real estate.
My background, I'm doing YINC, but my background, our family is, and our partners are in real estate management. So when it comes to hiring a vendor online, let's do it like this. What would you do if you need to hire a contractor for an important job, or a plumber or a photographer for your wedding? What would you do? Would you go about it using the online market, or maybe the references route, someone you know, see who they use and hire them?
Prefer to go with the somebody that I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? What is the
underlying?
I can
trust them.
Trust.
I can
exactly.
trust them.
Precisely. So the problem behind the trust is that the reviews today, it's too easy for vendors to A, create the reviews themselves, and B, once the review's created, they can actually, if it's a negative review, they can pay third parties or Yelp to remove that review.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, at its core, YINC was designed to create a simple solution for the myriad of issues that are around this whole market.
Yeah.
So it started with, I guess we can start by breaking down the market and get into the solution.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sure. So today you have sort of three options to go. You have the directory services, Google, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Angela, so on and so forth, the old school guys. Then you have the niche apps like the TaskRabbits, the Thumbtack, the Upwork.
Angie's List.
Yeah, they're more like a directory service, but yes, them as well.
Yeah.
The LegalZoom, ZocDoc, every single thing you need out there there's an app for. And then you have the references, so which is because they don't trust the online. So the online market, our goal is to solve the main problems. The first thing is with the niche apps is that, even though they all have cool solutions, no one's going to have an app on their phone for every time they need a specific service.
No.
So then
Because you only usually need it once a year or once every few years. So
precisely.
you don't need that app.
Precisely. So you're going to end up going back to the Google, Yelp, Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
So we focus on them, and we took the main three problems. Is number one, if you look for a plumber in New York City, who do you call? There are 2,000 plumbers that show up. Do you call the guy page 1, 2, page 50, etc.?
First guy that shows up.
Exactly. And then number two is competition. In the good old days, if you came to me and I said 10,000, and then another guy saw this like in the market, he'd say 9,500, and there'd be competition. There's no competitive bidding on the online market, right? And then number three is, as we stated, the reviews. You can't trust the online reviews. So we created a process that creates a unique bidding process, a competitive bidding process for the vendors who compete against each other for your job.
Okay.
Right? So in other words, you save time and money on jobs. And your reviews are tied to actual transactions and cannot be tampered with or altered once it's stored on the blockchain.
So it has to be tied to a transaction.
Yes.
So you have to have hired them to give them a rating.
Yes.
That's great.
Even more so, we actually solve both of the problems. The blockchain, it's funny you mentioned, because the blockchain only solves the second problem of once the review is posted, it cannot be altered or tampered with.
Yeah.
But if a vendor can go and hire and rate himself, what are you going to end up with? Tamper-proofed fake reviews.
Yeah.
And every vendor would be, obviously that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go get some reviews. So we solve that by not allowing the consumers to choose who's invited to bid. Meaning if you create a job, we invite 10 vendors instantly of the 2,000 that service your city, so you have no control of who's invited to bid.
Good.
And then you can't rate them unless the job's completed, which is confirmed by both sides. So today the problem is that it's too simple, too easy to go hire yourself or have a friend rate you and so on and so forth. I'll give you an example. One of our partners just bought a property here in LA, a car wash. It's called Mikey's Car Wash now. Actually.
Mikey's Car Wash.
This is a true story.
Cool.
And he tells me that they're going to develop the property, but the next few years, while they're doing all the work, they're keeping the car wash. So he asked me and a few friends to give him a rating, give him a review. Naturally, I did so. It was that simple. I got an email from Yelp letting me know that over 180 people already viewed and benefited from my review. And I'm looking at this, and I was never even there. It was that simple. I'd never stepped foot on the property.
Amazing.
Right? And all these people. So that's the problem with reviews today. So it's a core of our model.
Yeah.
We then took this model and realized, we went to our investors and said, wait a second. This works well. We've tested this out. We've had an MVP on this, of course, and we've had several different jobs in all different levels. And they said, wait a second. We have properties. We manage properties. And we have systems that we use today. I'll throw out some names, Yardi, AppFolio. They might sound like gibberish to you, but these properties, think of like, for someone who doesn't understand, think of Salesforce for property management. It does everything for you. The rent rolls, the leases, the accounting, whatever you can think of. The only thing it doesn't do is the maintenance. Once a tenant sends in a job request or once you have a work order, that whole process is still is old school.
Yeah.
You still go through emails, and then you hire the guy potentially who works in the building, or you want to go bid it out to vendors. That whole process, you get owner approval, scheduling with the tenants, is backdated. So we designed, using our core model with the trusted reviews, competitive bidding, and all that, with the commercial real estate side of things, we added the features that is needed to be put in place, and we currently have several companies that have gone through it and are interested in using it.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is in LA?
This is actually across the board in the United States and abroad. On our website, you can see a list of the companies so far that have signed up. We have a company here, for example, in LA, Concord Realty, Miracle Mile Properties, Universe Holdings. These are companies in LA. In New York, we have Sun Equity.
Okay.
Other places in America, we have Shelburne Global. These are big companies, real estate firms in the U.S.
Okay.
And this is scattered across residential, commercial, nursing homes. In the end of the day, it all comes down to a property. A property has upkeep.
Yeah.
You have services, no matter what kind of property. So that's what we did. If you want, I can tell you a little bit about the token. I can tell you about how the.
I would love to hear about the token. That's the very next thing I wanted to say is
blockchain.
Let's get into the token, man.
Okay, sure. So the token actually offers incentives and rewards. So first off, each job has to be associated to our token.
Okay.
Now, in order to mitigate the issues of, we believe that we can be live very shortly once after we have the money. We want to, my mother to be able to use the system. She has no idea what the first thing about blockchain or tokens, and the vendors at the same time. We're making it in a way where only you can sort of pay with fiat. Only the YINC fee portion, we take a fee on the job, has to be in token. So every job is associated with the token, but it doesn't have to be the whole job.
Okay.
And if you pay with dollars, we'll accept the dollars, and you can exchange it easily for tokens on our system, so you don't have to know and understand it. Now, once that job is completed, of course, that token is stored in the blockchain, and there you go. But we offer incentives. One of the things that we realize today is a big problem is that people don't review after they hire a vendor.
Yeah.
Right? Whether you're busy or you're impatient or you're just, the new age, who's reviewing. You're going to get incentive with tokens. You're going to get rewards to give a review for that vendor once the job is completed.
Yeah.
So now you're getting paid. Imagine hiring a vendor, you're getting paid $10 to leave a review.
That's great.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
The next thing is references. We realize what's the biggest thing is people want trust. You want to talk, aside from just trusting the review, you want to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There are Facebook groups, literally, in New York, there's one called Upper East Side Moms, with literally thousands of women who just, anybody know of a good designer? Anybody, you want to talk to somebody. You want that, right? So imagine being able to talk to someone who worked with the vendor, who's giving you his most competitive rates, and they actually used the vendor. So you're going to be incentivized to become what we call a referencer, which you basically get paid for any time a future consumer, someone who's actually looking to hire that vendor, can contact you. They don't have your phone number. Privacy is a big thing. It's going to be sort of like an Uber type of system.
Okay, yeah.
So you call that number, and you get paid for that. You're helping someone out, a vendor you use, whether it's a good review or bad review, and then you have that whole community effect.
Wow, community effect.
Yeah.
And people can trust that, and it's verified.
They use them for the service, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's the rewards and for the token. We also offer incentives.
Okay.
So, for example, because we're giving you the option to pay fully in dollars, because some people won't be able to know tokens on, we'll exchange it on your behalf for you. If you pay the free portion in token, you're going to get 50% back from our fee. So if our fee is $100 and you paid that amount in token, you can pay the whole job in token, but if you pay that amount in token, you get back 50% of it.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to save money in jobs if you use the token.
Okay.
Yes. We offer another incentive. If you hold a certain amount of tokens, I think it's going to be 10% of the job in your wallets at the time of the job. You're going to get an additional percentage off, 20%. This works for the consumers and the vendors. And the third thing, last but not least, is for token buyers, downside protection. This is a big one. This was very tricky.
Downside protection.
Yes.
Okay.
Meaning if you buy something at $1, it won't go below. Now, this is actually a very tricky issue because when companies have tried it before, they've failed miserably because someone has to back it.
Yeah.
We were able to do this because it's the only ones who lose here is us, is YINC on revenue.
Okay.
How it's going to work is if you buy the token for, let's say, for ease of math, $1, we're going to base it off the market value. If it goes up, it's worth more. And that's, if you have to pay $10 worth of tokens, whatever that amount comes out to, that's what you pay. If it ever goes below the price that we sold of ICO, we're still going to accept it for our fee at that price.
Really?
Exactly.
That's great.
So
That would be a big incentive for people to buy that.
Exactly. So you know that, especially if you're buying it to use the system, you don't have to worry, wait, I want to use the system, I want to buy the tokens, but what if it goes down later? You're going to buy it, you're going to use the system, it's still going to be there. So if you're buying it,
it's still going to be worth $1.
It's still worth $1.
That's great.
Exactly.
Man. And so you said you already have people on this?
We already used our design. We had our MVP that we started. It's funny you mentioned the first MVP we had created sort of like a WhatsApp group. Imagine put yourself in a group chat with 3-5 handymen. They fight against each other for the job, and it worked well. The only problem was it wouldn't work on any GC, a general contractor, won't bid with people knowing. But that
what
got
their
us,
price is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That got us to our next step. The way it works now is that the vendors invited to bid can see if anybody else is responding, and who they are, but not what they say.
Not what their bid is.
Yeah, but who they are. So if that 10 vendors respond, I'm not going to waste my time. If I see 1 or 2, I'll respond, but I'm going to be more competitive.
Yeah.
If you call somebody on Google, Angie's List, whoever you're calling them, or through a reference, naturally they're going to be at their top price or the top tier. There's no reason for them to be more competitive, and most likely it's justifiable. If you're a service provider, what's your goal? You want to be good. You want to eventually go up in price and make money, and justifiably so. But if you know that somebody's calling you, that has no idea who you are, or you may call other people, you're not going to charge them your rates that you're going to charge someone who already knows you can do a good job.
Yeah.
So this kind of mitigates that along with the reviews. So using the system that we already designed, that we already tested, that already worked, we went to the real estate side of it, and we found that adding the features that they needed, all their properties can use our system. We so far have 30 plus companies that have already signed to use the system. It's upwards of, I don't know how many thousand tenants, and
Wow.
yeah, over 1,000 properties.
So is this something that you're going to go to like property management groups and get them involved with?
Exactly.
Okay.
We already have a large database of users that are signed up.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal with the commercial side is to get it up and running, to get it to a place where we can really scale and potentially use it as sort of like a widget on these sites that already exist. So, for example, the names I mentioned before, Yardi, AppFolio, we don't necessarily want to take them over, but our system can be a good asset to have on their platform as opposed to working against them. Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So all working together.
Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what phase are you guys in right now?
So we are at the early stage of our ICO. It's called the private presale.
Private presale.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to raise. We're creating 1 billion tokens, selling 500. Whatever we don't sell will be burned.
Will be burned.
So if you sell 100 million, we're going to retain 100 million. The rest will be burned. So that will determine how much and the end of the raise will be. The max cap is 40 million.
Okay.
The minimum raise that we would need to get up and launched, I would say, is between 5, maybe 10 million.
Okay.
And again, anything we do, this is for the purpose of scaling. Yeah, any unsold tokens will be burned.
Yeah. Okay.
Which in layman's terms means will be locked up and the key will be thrown away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems crazy, but I get it. I've talked to a couple of people that say they're going to do that, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But they explained it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
At the end of the day, if you have too many tokens, it
You
may
dilute
sound
it.
better. It's better to have fewer. That when you want to have Instagram followers, do you want to have the fake ones? Do you have a lot, or a few that are actually working with you?
Yep.
You want to have that. The one thing that I like here, not necessarily about my project, but what I see blockchain, my view, this is not a guy who comes from this community, so don't hold me to it, is that a lot of the companies out there, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
The guys behind them are brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
but they're on Mars. And until we get to the moon, it's not going to be mainstream.
Yeah.
So you first got to go to the moon to get the simple consumer-facing apps where the blockchain solves something critical.
Yeah.
It could be solve something, and the people get using it, and then they start getting tokens. They start, wait a second, what's blockchain? Or what could I do with this? I can change it. That's how you get there. And
It is kind of like a mystery word, blockchain. It's like in '93 or whenever the World Wide Web came out. Everyone was like, "What's the World Wide Web?" And so when people say blockchain, and I tell them, anybody that I know that knows nothing about this, and I tell them, "Oh, the blockchain, blah blah blah," and they're, "What's a blockchain?" And they visualize a block and a chain or something, and so they can't grasp it. So it's very hard for even people like me that I don't know a lot about it. I go and talk to people about it, but I still don't know a lot about it.
I'm definitely going to suggest on YouTube, there's a video. It says blockchain in 2 minutes. It's an amazing video. Explains it the way I explain it to people.
Yeah.
Which I might be completely wrong, but it works.
Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Imagine this: you have Facebook or the U.S. government. It's a very secure system, but they can all be hacked. They've already all been proven to be hacked.
Yep.
Now imagine taking that system, spreading it over 1,000, and if you hack one, the rest see it and they knock them out.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's how I understood it at first, and it worked, and it kind of explains it. So I say, if you have a self-driving car, would you prefer that its technology is backed by a blockchain and cannot be hacked? Well, to date so far, cannot be hacked, or on a system that can be hacked? Even if most of the hackers are working for the NSA, it's still
of course. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that both parties benefit from doing something. I mean, most of the token companies I've talked to, they're incentives, and if you do this, you earn a token, and if the other person does this, they earn a token. So it's like a win-win for everybody.
Yes, precisely. And for the vendors, there's a keyword which I learned recently: vendor meritocracy. The vendors will have to put their work where their mouth is, and this actually plays for the vendors out there who don't have the social skills or the money to put themselves on top of the yellow pages and the Angie's lists. It's just a way for them to get more business based off their work.
Yes.
Because you're getting real reviews. No one can just come with money behind them, and why would anybody become a plumber today?
Mm-hmm.
and just take one look at Google or Yelp, and I'm like, what? How am I going to get up there?
Yeah, now that I've gone through the journeyman process of becoming a plumber, now I got to learn technology too. Holy crap! Yeah.
And get all these reviews and have the money to pay for them.
Yeah.
And then you get a phone call from Yelp. Hey, you got 7 bad reviews. Do you want to pay and we'll take care of them for you? I have Jimmy in the back. He'll do his thing, and Tony will come. Yeah. But anyway, so that's
Did you? It's all corrupt. Everywhere you look, even Yelp that was supposed to be, where you could look at it for what it was, and that's completely corrupt.
Did you hear about the Vice? What was the Vice show?
The guy made the number 1 rated restaurant in.
I don't know if you could hear it. Could you
No,
hear it?
can't hear.
So the guy made a number 1 restaurant in the UK.
Yeah.
Off reviews on Yelp, and they had reviews everywhere. Everybody was loving his. The restaurant never existed. And he made a whole thing. The thing is a show on Vice, a whole episode about this guy's restaurant. He actually created, from what I understand, he took them at one point. He said, you know what, let's just for fun. He took them to this like a horrible place to get people to kept calling for reservations, and they served horrible, unedible food, and they all gave 5-star reviews. They had celebrities coming. Like it was just like he showed, he proved how ridiculous the whole model is.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I was just told about it, so I think they did a Vice episode on it. Yeah.
It's worth watching.
That's comedy, man. Oh my God.
Anyway, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what's the next step for you?
Right now is raising the funds and getting going. As soon as we start, the first funds coming in, we start to develop. We hope that by end of ICO, we have a launch product. Let me hand this over to him.
Okay.
So what we're really doing in the coming.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. Get the other head so you can hear how loud you are. There you go. There you go. Right on.
So
Well, who are we talking to?
my name is Alex Lichtenstein. I'm the CMO for YINC.
Okay. Alex
So-
Lichtenstein from
From New York.
From YINC. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
So our basic plan is over the next 2 weeks is when we're doing our community launch,
Okay.
and we're going to start all our marketing. So you're going to see us all over on Medium, on all the social media channels. We're building up our Telegram channel. We're going to be launching our bounties, and we're really going to start kind of educating consumers and the crypto community about what it is we're doing and building out our community as we prepare for the pre-sale.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And what else? How long have you been involved with this?
So with crypto or YINC?
Well, but let's start with YINC. Well, how long have you been involved with YINC?
So I started out with YINC as an advisor.
Okay.
A couple of months ago, and then I basically got hired and flown out here to start all the marketing efforts.
Wow.
About last week.
Last week.
We started working on the marketing plan.
Yeah, no, they've had marketing before, but
Yeah.
now they've brought me in to head up the whole marketing department.
Yeah. Well, that's
But,
awesome.
I mean, I've been in crypto since 2012. I actually,
Really?
yeah, I own.
So you're a veteran.
Yeah, back in 2013, I opened the world's first Bitcoin bar in Midtown Manhattan. Yeah, we were on CNN.
How was
Fox.
that? How did it work out?
It was great. Well, just to be clear, we weren't only accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But it worked.
But
really
were
great.
you started accepting Bitcoin?
Yeah, but
did
back
you
in
take some?
2013. So I wish. So I personally kept part of my percentage in it, but
Yeah.
as the company itself, we were using BitPay as a payment processor. Basically, in early 2013, I couldn't. My investors and my partners looked at me like I was crazy for accepting it at all.
Oh my God.
But they did not want to hold on to it at that time. Now, of course, they all feel pretty
they feel like
stupid.
a jackass. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's awesome, man.
But to be honest, I feel like it was a really, even back then, it was really seamless to do it. And from a business perspective, we were getting everything we were getting more money from those transactions than we would from credit cards because the transaction fee's cheaper.
Was it?
Yeah, because like BitPay charges 1%, credit card charges like 3%. And
So you're actually saving money.
and there's no such thing as chargebacks, which is huge.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't here. I didn't order that drink. Yeah.
And you get your money right away.
How great, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over back to
Okay.
Jonathan now.
All
One
right.
thing he mentioned to touch upon is what we've been doing the past 6 months is making sure, we self-funded from the start, family and friends, and
Self-funded.
yeah,
That's
family,
crazy,
friends,
man.
and
That's great.
that's where we have the background of real estate. But we started this process more than 6 months ago to make sure that everything we have all these assets, we have this proven model, we have these awaiting customers, which most people don't have. We want to make sure this whole ICO process is done right. So we hired Cooley, the best law firm in the United States, for this is when Marco was still there, and now we're still with them, and we're being very, very careful on that.
Really? Okay.
Yes, we've hired, every aspect of this ICO process we've kind of taken very carefully and hired rock stars for all the marketing, and now we brought on Alex full time to kind of manage all the different assets that we brought on to make it more easier for us to move forward.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of time planning all this out.
And the laws that are changing, and the governing, and the regulations. I mean, it's just a moving target, isn't it?
It's so much fun.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Unpredictable. I mean, now that's anything that's being sold, if it's not completely utilized, it's for sure security.
Yeah.
What happens later, I don't know. We're going to watch and we're going to see, and we're going to go about it very carefully.
That's crazy. Well, I'm stoked that you guys are out here, man. Maybe we can do another one of these when you're a little bit further down the road and find out how things are going, and hopefully with the exposure that we will give you, we can get some people to sign up and become some providers for you and users.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the goal.
Cool.
100%. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, man. It's been great. Right on.